Good morning and welcome to Coffee and the Word. I know it's been a long time. I've been on a 3 week sabbatical, but I'm glad to be back. And I hope and pray that this Holy Week will find you blessed and encouraged. Let's get started. So, as I said, I've been on sabbatical for the last 3 weeks, which basically means I have disconnected and found some time to refresh and re-energize, and I've got a lot of rest and a lot of encouragement, and I couldn't wait actually to get back here and do Coffee and the Word again. And as I was on sabbatical, I kept coming up with ideas for what I wanted to do when I came back and what Holy Week would look like. And I really interesting. 2 years ago, I started Coffee and the Word on Holy Week, and it was a great experience, but it was terrible production. You can go back and look at them; they're all on our YouTube channel. I'm outside in a red swing, and anyway, I went back and looked at some of those, and I'm not quite where I was. But as I was thinking about this Holy Week, I wanted to kind of cover some ideas, and basically I have 5 things I want to talk about this week. And today is who am I? Tomorrow is what am I? Wednesday is where am I? And then Thursday is who is he? And then Friday is where is he? And there's a reason I'm doing it that way, but I may stretch it out even further, but I will cover those this week. And so today I want to talk about who am I? And the answer to that question really depends on a couple of things. But everybody's answer is clear. If you are a person, if you are human, you are the image bearer of God. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are knit together by God's own design and plan. And I want to make sure that you understand why that's so vitally important. We live in a culture now where everything is an accident. Everything is, it just happened. And maybe you think you're here for accidentally. Maybe you think you are the result of some cosmic accident, or maybe you think you are a cosmic accident. Whatever the case may be, I think it's important if we understand our origin, we will understand better our purpose. If we understand our origin, we'll understand better our possibilities. And so I want to talk a little bit about the who am I aspect of just you're a created being. In the beginning, the scripture tells us that God created the heavens and the earth. And it was void and without form, and then he creates light, and he separates the waters, and he separates the darkness from the light, and the waters from the dry land, and the darkness from the light, and there's this huge experience that happens in Genesis chapter 1. A beautiful poem talks about God's creation. And then on the 6th day, there's an interesting phrase in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26. It says, let us make man in our image. There's a complete shift from the way the narrative seems to play out to this special creation. Let us make man in our image. And so he creates mankind, and then you get into chapter 2, and he's like, I want you to subdue my creation. I want you to have all authority over my creation. It's one of the beautiful things about it is God creates this beautiful, wonderful earth with teeming with wildlife and birds and plants, and there's so many wonderful things going on. And he says to this creation, you and I want to give you the keys to it. I want to give you the authority over it. I want you to rule and subdue it. I want you to be the one who's in charge of it. He entrusted us with his creation. And so when we talk about who am I, it's vitally important to realize that we are the created beings of a supreme being. We are the we are the image bearers of that being. We were created in his image. And I love the psalmist. The psalmist says this, and it's in the 139th psalm, and it is one of the most beautiful psalms that you can find. It starts in verse 13 of 139 psalm. You created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. And so there's a whole lot to unpack there, but the first thing he says is, you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. You're not an accident. You were created by the Most High God. And I don't care what your life has turned out to be. I don't care whether or not you like what you see in the mirror, or what you see in your personality, or what you like in... it doesn't matter. At the core of your being, you are an image bearer of God. At the core of your being, you were knit together by God. You're not an accident. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And you're like, you don't even know me. Yeah, I don't have to know you. And here's the thing. I want all of us to take some time today and really think about the reality of the fact that you didn't just show up here accidentally. Like, God purposefully created you. God purposefully made you who you are, the way you are. And here's the great thing. You're unique. You're uniquely you. There isn't another you anywhere in the universe. There's never been another you, and there will never be another you. You were knit together, especially you. And so I know there's a lot of people who watch this who don't like themselves. And maybe there's reasons. Maybe you're not living life the way you anticipated life being lived. Maybe you don't like yourself because you don't look the way you want to look. Maybe you don't like yourself because you're not acting the way you want to act. Maybe you don't like yourself for a lot of reasons. And I'm not suggesting that there aren't things that we can do better as these image bearers of God. In fact, we're going to talk about that as we go into what are you and where are you. But I don't want any of us to come to the conclusion that you're not God's special creation. And with that, you have a unique access to your Creator that we're going to talk more about as we go forward in this week. So today, the who are you? And it doesn't matter who's listening to this. You are the created image bearer of God. Now, what are you? That's a whole different story. When we start talking about that tomorrow, I want you to consider the fact that if I am the image bearer of God, then I am also the object of God's affection. John 3:16, a verse most of us know and I want to end with, says, "For God so loved the world." And when he uses the term world there, he doesn't mean all of his creation. He specifically means all of his people. All of the people. For God so loved the world that whoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. We're going to talk about that more tomorrow. But for today, I hope you'll walk around knowing that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are the object of God's affection. You are his image bearer. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day. This has been another edition of Coffee and the Word. See you tomorrow.